Hi, this is the unit test for the front end of SnapRx. So we have some unit tests for the front end. Uh, so this is the unit test for the internet. So this is a unit test for the internet component. So it tests whether the component renders correctly by checking if the specific placeholder text exists in the component, and the function check whether the placeholder variable is not null, indicate that the input field with the specified placeholder text exists in the component. And we have the internet internet description test. So for the first test, is checking if the internet description component renders an input field for the correct placeholder. Then check if the placeholder text of the input field is equal to the expected value. And for the second test, it's just basically checking if the internet description component renders a model component when it is visible prof is set to true, and it's use the render method from the testing library, React Native. And we have a test unit for the front end. So the first test is just uh, test for the background image, and the second test is test whether if the user when the user enter the new email, uh, the change text will affect. And see the test for the login button. And lastly is the unit this is the unit test for the rendering of a text input component with a mock set email function pass as a prof. And the test check that the component render correctly by comparing it to a snapshot, uh, which means that the test take the snapshot of the component and compare it to the previous snapshot to ensure that the component had not changed like unexpectedly. And if the component rendering changed in the way that was not intended, the test will fail. And we will know and we will need to update the snapshot to view the change. And we have the SciUp unit test. And so for the SciUp, we just basically testing for when the user enter the first name, last name, email, password, and confirm password. And we test for the sign up button. And and let's see, the test for the model component is if it rendered correctly, that the mock toggle model visible function is called when the close button is pressed. And lastly, we have like a unit test for the password, where we're gonna test for like all the case when the user like enter the password. So we're gonna uh check if the user the password requirement render correctly. And we check if the placeholder text in the old password and new password field. And right here we check for like all the scenario. This is the scenario when the the user new password does not fulfill the password requirement, and this is the scenario that password do not match, and this is the successful scenario. And I'm gonna go ahead and run the test. You can just cd into SnapRx, and then you can just do yarn chest or yarn test. So as you can see right here, we have 5 test suites in total and 20 tests, and it's all passed. And we also have 2 snapshots, which also pass. Thank you.